All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevenson Lindor. I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the mindset of a trader and pretty much what I do, what my community does, to jump in trade. So I just dropped several trade markups in the community chat. Before we jump into that, as always, like, share, comment. Most importantly, subscribe. And if you're looking to join a free Telegram community, in the description box below, you can join. And then if you want access, just shoot me an email. And I get a bunch of questions on how pretty much when to jump into the market. How do I know? It's like a lot of people, they understand the strategy, but then they still hesitate for a number of reasons, and I pretty much want to go over that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use actually the trade setups that I drop in the community for you guys as examples, and then go over a few that we pretty much take within our community. Obviously, the stuff that I drop for the free Telegram, we do much more inside our private community. So let's get to it. Right here, I got this Ripple buy setup that I have setting up on the 4 hour, well, the higher time frame. It's the 2 hour time frame, but we got a nice change of character. I'm looking for a retest, and then I'll be looking for a buy up. So if we look at the community over here, let's go over here for a second. Boom. All right. So I just dropped Ripple buy, German 30, US 30, which I think are all great setups. I like how everything gets lining up. EU, which was a great buy setup. Let's take a look at EU real quick. This was on the 15-minute time frame from last week, 112 pips. Now, I want to remind you guys something. When you're trading, understand, especially when it comes to regular Forex pairs, so like EU, GU, GJ, just regular Forex currency pairs, they take time to develop and populate. All right. Depending on the news, depending on, the market conditions, right? We're coming out of summertime, so which is typically our slow season. It might take a while for a trade to, take off. This was a trade right here. This week we were looking for a sell. We actually got the sell over here on this retest. There were a couple retests. Price went up. That was your change of character. That was your retest. So this is a perfect example right here. That was your retest. And on that retest, your seller's candle. So when price pulled back, you see these wicks? And you see how they filled in that fair value gap? Hopefully the last video was very helpful to you guys. And there was a comment on there. Somebody asked, when price comes to a fair value gap or entry zone, where do you place the stop loss? So again, I wait till price gets into that entry zone. This is the fair value gap. Boom. Again, if you're still struggling, you can use the indicator smart money concept. Or if you don't like all that markups, right? Price all over your charts, you can also do, I didn't discuss this on the last video, you can just type in fair value gap. Fair value gap. You see it pops up. Lux algo, and then it's gonna point out, you see, all the fair value gap levels. All right. So to make your life easier. Pretty much there's an indicator for every trade style out there. So if you want supply and demand, support, Fibonacci, whatever it is, pretty much go to indicators, type it up, and somebody's created something. But anyways, fair value gap right here. Wait. You see this seller's candle? And the reason why I like to see seller's candle, for some traders out there, this is enough information. They see wicks, price exhaustion, and then they jump in. Me personally, I want to see sellers or buyers take over the market. So if I'm looking for a buy, I want to see a buyer's candle take over. If I'm looking for a sell, I want to see a seller's candle take over. So you see how the body of the seller's candle, right, closes below this bullish. So basically, after this 15-minute time frame closes below there, I'm going to get in instantly on the next candle. And then my stop loss is going to be placed above this previous high. right? Another spike up, but if you place your stop loss above here, should be fine. Obviously, you can place it up a little bit higher due to spreads, depending on your broker. If not, right here, it would have been perfectly fine. But ultimately, the moment I get my buyer or seller's candle, I place my stop loss right above or below it. So right above here, and then as you can see, eventually you get your sell. And then when this new low got created, as you can see, lower low, and then you had another retest. And notice how this wick spiked up, and look where it spiked up to, right inside this fair value gap. So get rid of all this drawing. So when that spiked up, fair value gap, boom. After this seller's candle closed below this bullish, wait till the 15-minute candle closes, right? Depending on the time frame you're on. So I happen to be on this 15-minute. I get in on the next candle, take my trade. So then my stop loss would be above here. And then, as you can see, my move to the downside. Now I was looking for another retest. We did get a pullback, but not to where I wanted. And then it dropped again. But to go to that example of the EU buy. So how did we properly, anticipate that move? Well, as always, before you jump down to the minutes, I always advise you guys look at the smaller time frame. I mean, look at the higher time frame, not the small time frame. Look at the higher time frame so you know where you're at, right? Because if you jump down to your 15-minute, your 5-minute, which is where a lot of people love to live, no problem, but you might get faked out by a buy setup or a sell setup because you're not in alignment with the higher time frame, right? So by looking at the higher time frame and understanding, hey, I'm in an uptrend. First and foremost, I'm in an uptrend. I got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? The downtrend has not begun yet. We got to change a character here, setting up for another sell. Once we break this low, then we'll have two lower lows on a higher time frame. Now I'll feel more comfortable looking for sells. Not that you can't sell these pullbacks, absolutely. But at the end of the day, overall, we are in an uptrend. So it's always in your best interest to look for buys. So now when I'm navigating on the smaller time frame, all right, I know overall I'm looking for buys. We're in an uptrend. Now I want to look for my supply and demand zones, mostly my demand zones, right? So I got a demand zone here, right? On this 1 hour, I had a demand zone here. Now I make my way down to the minutes because I'm looking for entry. And this is what happened. When price got there, this was last Tuesday. This sharp move up, right? What did it cause? It caused a change of character. All right? It caused a change of character. Now, like I said in the previous video, when that change of character happens, right? A lot of times during that breakout, price is going to leave behind a what? Fair value gap. What we discussed on the last video. Fair value gap. And I'm looking for price to come back inside that fair value gap. Enter it, come inside it. And what I would like to see is a buyer's candle above a seller's candle. Boom. Buyer's candle above a seller's candle. So my buyer's candle would be here, entry here. So again, stop loss either below or you could have placed it below here. Now, this is where a lot of people really, really struggle, okay? As you can see, you get taken out, right? You enter on Tuesday, get taken out on Wednesday. People don't like to lose. And we discussed this within our community the other day, yesterday, literally. People love to be perfect when they're trading. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you're looking for perfection, it's not going to happen. All right. You're not going. This is an example of that. Okay. No such thing, right, as perfection. Yes, we strive for perfection, but we will never be perfect. All right? We live in a imperfect world, in an imperfect society. If you guys have been paying attention to the news, like what's going on around the world, right? France is in disarray. France is going through it. Uproar. All right. Qatar just got attacked. Okay. Are we perfect, guys? Are we a perfect society? Right. And of course, if you've been paying attention to the news out here in the States, a public figure, podcaster, Charlie Kirk, was it? Is that his name, Charlie Kirk? Right? Just passed away from literally having a public, not even argument, just a gentleman who likes to express his views. And I don't mean to get very political on this. I'm just trying to prove a point. All right. He's just somebody who's just sharing his views and likes to have open public debates and arguments, shares opinions, and he got killed over it. All right. So again, no system out there, no country out there, no nothing is perfect. And definitely the Forex market, which is probably one of the most rigged, shady, craziest markets in the world, is not perfect. So there is no such thing as a perfect system, guys. Please get that through your head, get that through your skull. If you're looking for perfection, you will never, ever, ever, ever find it, especially in this industry. You should get out of it. If you're looking for perfection, you should get out of it. This is not for you. Trading is not for you. All right. Like I explained to my students this morning on our session, our school has a system. Our education has a system. Our banking has a system. Our healthcare has a system. It's not perfect, but it's a system. What I'm showing you and what a lot of other educators are trying to teach and show you is their system and how it works. All right. So over here, this is a perfect example. Price came, and again, it did not take off, right? It went up for, about maybe 10, 15 pips, went up about, yeah, there you go, 15 pips, perfect. And then it dropped down, spiked out. But when it spiked down, did the body close below this previous low? The answer is no. So that means the structure is still in play. All right. The structure is still in play. Right. But again, I have my stop loss placed here, here. Let's say I got taken out for argument's sake. No problem. Look what happened again. So technically I got equal lows, not equal lows, this spike down, but look what happened again. Another change of character, right? Break. And then what did I say? When during that breakout, you get a fair value gap left behind, which price will come back to fill, which it did. Right? Came in to fill this fair value gap. If I mark up this fair value gap, there you go. Right? There's the fair value gap. Again, if you need help with the indicator, just type in fair value gap and it will do it for you. See? Right there. So perfect. So I wait for it again. Right? I'm looking for a buy again. Why? Again, the uptrend. We're still in an uptrend. Structure on the bigger time frame has not changed. Right? We're still in our demand zone based on the 1 hour. Right? Demand zone here, demand zone here. All right. Now I'm down to my minutes. I'm looking for my entry. So this is my mindset. I'm going to go for it again. All right. I lost one trade. It's okay. The beauty about trading is you can lose more than you win and still come out ahead. You can lose more than you win and still come out ahead as long as you have your risk management down. As long as you have your risk management down. Price came back and retest. So what am I looking for again? I'm looking for a buyer's candle to close above a seller's candle. The moment I get that, again, my stop loss will go below here, or you can place it below here, give you a little wiggle room. And then, as you can see, there's my move to the upside. That's how we were able to take advantage of that 112. Actually went all the way up for 130 plus pip move. So when you got taken out of this trade and lost, let's say 10 pips, 15 pips, whatever, in the grand scheme of things, does it matter when you caught 100 plus pips? No, right? But you got to keep your emotions intact. You can't beat yourself up. You can't beat up the laptop. You can't throw your computer away. You can't yell at the broker. You can't yell at God. No, relax. This is a zero sums game. All right, you win some, you lose some. As long as structure did not change, and structure did not change. So it'll give you another opportunity to look for a buy, but there was your buy. All right. Now, when I'm dropping trade setups in the chat, I'm looking for the best opportunities possible. All right. I don't like dropping trade setups just to drop trade setups. Some people will be wondering, how come Steve only drops one trade a week or two, three? And I'm looking for the best trades possible. So if you caught this EU buy, guess what? That made your entire week. You drop a standard on 100 plus pips, you made over $1,000. You got a big enough account, let's say 50 grand, 100 grand, you drop 10 standards. Guess what? You made 10 grand. Depending on your account size, you made X amount of dollars. You had a good, profitable week. All right. Remember, every single day, you might not have an opportunity in the market. So what are you going to do? Force it? Can't force the market. You trade what the market gives you. So I provide what the market gives me. I only provide you guys with the cleanest setups in here. All right. Cleanest setups in here. This were all EU, EA, and GA. I also did this, and we never got a pullback. When you look at this, so my mindset on an EA or GA, like a setup like this, no pullback, no retest, no entry. If price is not pulling back to the level that I want, I don't get in. So as you can see, I still have my alert when price was around here. I was thinking I was going to get a pullback, then this sell, and then price just kept dropping. So at some point, though, there's going to be a correction. That's it. When the price doesn't pull back, I don't go chasing. Either price pulls back to me or I let it go. I just have to live with it. So when I had my alert right here, as you can see, I had my alert right here. I didn't get the pullback. These were small pullbacks. At the end of the day, that's why I placed alerts. I didn't get nowhere near my alert. Price kept dropping, constantly dropping. Okay, no problem. I know at the end of the day, at some point, the market will pull back to these levels and I will get that sell. But in the meantime, since I know there's going to be a pullback, I might as well get ready for the buy. So seeing how price has now dropped and we're pretty much near this demand zone right here. It's a big demand zone. Right? Now I'm watching for price to reverse and give me a buy setup. All right. Nothing formulating yet, so no need for me to get antsy and jump. I'm waiting for a breakout, give me that change of character. Once I get that retest, then I can look for that buy on EA. All right, so look at that. I go to the daily, I see where the market is. Market is dropping. If market is selling, I'm looking for the nearest demand zone. Just like when this was dropping, when price got here, demand zone. So what do? I go down, smaller time frame, right? See this area right here? It actually gave a change of character, right? I'm gonna move to the 15-minute so you guys can see more clearly. Change of character, and notice it gave the retest. Gave the retest. See how price, when you look to the left, came right back to that fair value gap? That's why we've been studying fair value gap so much. See, came to retest, there was your buy. There was your buy. Right? Then it happened again. Fair value gap, fair value gap. Price pulled back. Boom. Now, this buy didn't work out. Right? Price continued to drop. The moment this leg got taken out, I'm no longer interested in the buy. I would have to wait for the entire sequence to start all over again. I go back to the higher time frame. Okay, what we doing? Oh, we're breaking through here. All right, I know we're going to the next demand zone level. So knowing that, I said, hey, let me wait for a retest. Again, didn't get no retest. Didn't get no retest. Price just dropped. All right, I don't go chasing. Always wait for a pullback. Trust me, I've learned the hard way by chasing. Sometimes, don't worry, those rare cans. So this would have been a rare occurrence. If you would have just jumped in for a sell, yes, you would have made money. But most of you guys know, trade like that and see what happens. Trade like that where you just jump in for a sell, where you just jump in for a sell. And watch what happens. Market gonna pull back so much on you, you're gonna cry just watching your account just negative and negative and negative and negative. So I had to learn the hard way. Wait for a retest. Always wait for a retest. So we at this demand zone level on EA. Now I'm waiting for a buy opportunity to present itself. I think tomorrow, Thursday, by the time this video drop, it will be Thursday. We should have a breakout. Then I'll be looking for something like this. And then I'll be looking for something like this. Right? So even though I'm still expecting a sell, I might as well grab the buy. The buy is going to be a nice 100, 200 pip move easily. Right? 200 pip easily. So this is what I do when I drop trade setups to you guys. I look for the best opportunities. So the EAGA sells happen, and we just didn't get the correction. All right, cool. Right? Silver and gold. This was back on the 22nd. Right? Just go over that gold. Now looking back, I wish I would have held on a little bit more, but caught a great trade. Right? There we go. Right here. This one was pretty easy. So again, daily. Right? And guys, please leave comments. If you have any questions, you still lost, let me know. I'm in an uptrend. Gold was in an uptrend. So knowing that buy was coming was pretty easy. Right? This happened on August 1st. Big move to the upside. So I already knew. We're already in an uptrend. We got this big imbalance right here. Perfect. I just need price to come back inside here. Right? And when it did, all I did was, again, this was based off the 1 hour. Drop down again. 15 minutes. 15-minute and lower always for your entries. That's what I always recommend. And then, boom. The same thing that you're seeing on the 1 hour is the same thing that happened on the 15-minute. You see this entire structure here? I'm going to circle it. You see this entire structure here? Notice, look at it. Really look at it, really study it. It's the same structure on the 15-minute. It's just smaller. Right? That's why I always tell you guys, whatever happens on one time frame happens on every time frame. So when you look at this, it's the same thing. Strong move up, and then you got your retest. Got your retest. Price pull back to fill all these fair value gaps, these imbalances. And you got a buyer's candle here, body close above the sellers. So one buy opportunity. But when this went up, notice it did not break this high and create a new high. So it did it again. Steve, how did you know to look for a buy again? Because this leg did not get broken. The leg, ladies and gentlemen, that's the key. As long as the leg doesn't get broken, you still buy or sell in that direction. See how these legs aren't getting broken? So no matter how much it pulls back, as long as it doesn't break the leg, right? That's the key. Buy opportunity, another buy opportunity, and then move. I'm just waiting. I need price to come back into that zone, and I'm waiting for a buy candle. A buyer's candle to close above a seller's candle. I jump in on the next candle. I place my stop loss below the previous low. Right? And then I take my move to the upside, to the downside. Now, I also got this question, Steve, do you think you could do some live trading? Yes, I could do live trading. The problem is if I drop a link, like let's say in the community, a lot of times I do my live trading in the morning. That's what we do over here. And if I see something, I'll tell you guys, hey, buy now, sell now, jump in now. Problem is, when I do that for the free community, so this is the free community, you guys won't have enough time to take advantage of these trade opportunities. If you notice, everything that I drop, you'll have at least 24 hours to jump in the trade. You have more than enough time to jump in the trade, unless you just don't pay attention. But if you pay attention, you'll know, hey, I had enough time to get into that EU. I had enough time to get into that gold, that silver, that whatever it is that I drop in here. You have enough time to take advantage of the trade, right? Like, think about it. This gold and this gold and silver buy setup. Look, on the 20th, I told you gold, big buy coming up, big buy coming up. Look at gold now. And then it took off on the 22nd. So you had more than 48 hours to take advantage of this trade. 48 hours. That's more than enough time, right? Remember, with live trading, you got to be right there, boom. And I don't think that benefits most people, right? So a lot of people to do live trading, most people are trading on like the small time frame, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, which can be done. Anything I just showed you, anything that can be done on a 1 hour or 15 minute can be done on any time frame. But to make sure that you guys get most people who are trying to learn and get the hang of this, the trade setups that I drop, you'll have enough time to look at it, analyze it, and most importantly, take advantage of it. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. So that is my mindset when it comes to taking these trades. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, hey, Steve, why don't you drop this sell on gold? Now, here's my thing with gold. Gold hasn't really shown me based on the daily that it's ready to drop. This could easily reverse and continue going back up. I want to see, again, sellers are in control. I would love to see a bearish daily candle. See here, this is scalping. Technically, we got higher high, higher low, higher high, then you got that higher high, then you got that change of character, you got your retest. So you do have a sell right now. So if you're into scalping, that would have been your sell opportunity. But guess what? Because the daily hasn't shown that we're ready for the drop, doing this on the minutes time frame, it's risky because you're going against the grain. You're going against the trend of the market. So this could easily stop right here and continue going back up. I want to sell this when it's pretty much as safe as possible. Once I start seeing bearish momentum on the daily, it's easy to trade on the smaller time frame. It's easy to trade buys, guys, because why? On the daily, we're going for a buy. So all I got to do on the 1 hour and smaller time frame is look for buy setups. That's why it's been so easy trading gold for the last couple weeks. All you got to do is just pull back, boom. And that's essentially all I do. I go to the higher time frame, I see what the market is trending towards to, and then I drop down and I look for those seller buy opportunities, right? So XRP, which I just dropped into the group for you guys. All right, XRP is still in an uptrend. This entire structure is a retest. Look, higher high. This is a correction, guys. You know that. You've been following me for a while. You know this. This is setting up for a buy. About to be a boom. So it only makes sense. I drop down and look for buy opportunities. Price came down to this demand zone. Gave me a change of character. Right? Gave me a change of character. I got my breakout. Now I just need this to pull back. Come and retest this level. Come and fill in these fair value gaps and then continue going for the buy. And then fill in this fair value gap here. Right? Trading from zone to zone. I'm already in an uptrend. This is all turned out, right? My probability of this buy is high, ladies and gentlemen. So all you have to do is be patient. Right click, set an alert, and wait for the magic to happen. Let price pull back and boom. Wait for that buyer's candle to happen inside the zone. Jump in your trade, proper risk management, and you're good to go. If you don't know how to do math, if you're terrible at proper risk management, ladies and gentlemen, okay, Forex calculator. All right, Google, Forex calculator, position. Use it. Use it, guys. It's your best friend. If you're that lazy, chat GBT. All right. Look, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I'm looking for this buy. Talk to it. Copy the image. I'm going to drop it in chat GBT. Let's see. Did I copy that? I'm going to copy the image, right? So it can post. All right, this is not posting. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Based off this markup, I have a $1,000 account. Want to risk no more than 5%. What would my lot size be? There you go, guys. There you go, guys. See? There you go. Lot size. I want to risk no more than 5%. Have Chat GBT do it for you. Right? I want to risk no more than 3% as my loss. What would my stop loss be? There you go, guys. There you go. There's your lot size. There you go. So there's no excuse for why you can't do risk management. You can't wait for a trade setup to pull back to you. That's why I notate, hey, this is my previous low. As long as we don't break this low, we're good. Watch for buy inside this zone. Right? Some of you guys are like, how come you can't put? Because we don't know when the buyer's candle is going to happen. It might not happen right away over here. It might go a little deeper. This is why we just watch in this zone. And then after that, once price really starts taking off, everything's on you. Like the old saying goes, once it's blue, it's on you. So this is my mindset when it comes to trading and how I'm taking trade setups. All right, guys. Like I said, XRP, US 30, right? Getting a nice correction. I would love to see this come up a little bit more, fill this fair value gap that we have right here, and then get inside the zone before the drop. That would be great, but so far, setting up nice. Make sure you got your risk management correctly based on your account size, and then boom. All right. Look for the most high probability setups. The reason why I like this sell setup, it's Thursday. The week's almost over. We're at all-time highs. And on a small time frame, price is giving a signal. We're ready to sell. Came up to the high. We're not creating new high. Wicked, but we're not creating new high. Right? The body didn't close above. We got to change the character. Now we're getting a nice correction. I like this setup. This is a high probability setup for a sell. This is how you want to trade on a day-to-day basis, a week-to-week basis, a month-to-month basis. Stay within your limits. Don't go crazy. There's no such thing as a perfect system. I'm going to say this one last time. There is no such thing as a perfect system. I'm sorry I can't give you 100% on all my trade setups. I wish I could. Trust me, I would love nothing more than to give you 100%. It doesn't exist. If it did, everybody in the world would be multimillionaire traders. Everybody. But the reality is not. Just like the reality is, we don't live in a perfect world. We don't have a perfect system anywhere. I just showed it to you guys. First thing I showed you. Look around the world. Look what's going on around the world. So clearly, there's no perfect system. So keep studying, keep practicing, keep plugging in. If you guys want access to our private community, man, join in. Remember, this is the free community. The link in my bio description, but if you want access to this, plug in with the rest of us, morning sessions, all that. As you can see, guys, like we share charts, we talk to each other daily, and it's a great learning community. If you want to learn and just be a part of a non-paying monthly, like I don't charge a monthly fee. I don't, hit you up on the side for anything extra. You just got to set up on the same broker that we utilize and then come trade with us. You can ask all the questions you want. We got access to recorded videos, bunch of recorded videos. All you got to do is just have a willingness to learn, be a student, plug in, and, work on your skill set. We go over a lot of trades in this group, and we got some killers in here. So if this is something that you want and you want to be a part of, hit me up. But as always, guys, I appreciate you for tuning in, watching this video. Hopefully this has been helpful. I appreciate you. As always, like, share, comment, tell somebody to tell somebody. Hit me up, social media, email, if you want to come be a part. And I'll see you all on the next video. Take care. God bless everybody. All right.